Hello and welcome back to the Extremely Casual Gamers podcast with me, Ellie.
Me, Chris.
And me, Guy.
Yeah, this is episode 7. Can you believe it? We've done 7.
Woo!
Well, about to have done 7. Is that right? Yeah.
This is the
This is
7th
7.
one. Hey, congratulations to us. Most podcasts only make it to 5.
Is that true?
Is that true?
I have no idea.
Oh.
I literally just made that up.
That was a cool
Congratulations.
stat.
Yeah,
Can we
yeah.
pretend that's true? That
Yeah.
we're way more successful than many?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's go with that. Well, tonight we're going to be chatting. Guy, you want to talk about food, which I'm all about.
It's a huge part of gaming, whether you're doing it with friends online or whether you're doing it solo. A snack is usually there with you for the ride. So I've figured out what the best snack is.
Yeah.
Okay, good to
Guy,
hear that.
gamers have stomachs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a very relevant chat.
You got to
It
fuel
is.
the fire.
You do.
You know?
Amen. And Chris, you got a rant about NPCs, do you, tonight?
So you know how I said a couple of episodes back that we have to come in here with a hilarious anecdote from our games? Mine originally started as a hilarious anecdote from The Witcher 3, and then I decided to turn it into a rant.
Oh, so it's escalated.
It's
quite
escalated.
far.
Wow.
Yeah, so-
Okay.
Wow. Okay. Well, I'm going to be chatting about simulation games, and we're going to be using our imagination, guys.
Aw.
I won't give too much away, but we're going to come up with some potential games that we would
Oh,
like.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Monkey Courier.
Yeah, classic.
Let's
yeah,
do it.
that was a hit. Actually, that was a hit. What have you guys been playing this week, Guy? What have you been playing?
Well, I did say that I just got back literally like an hour ago back from visiting family down in Wanganui, and I was going to play Exo Primal with my brother. That didn't happen. I'm very gutted about it.
Why
We
didn't it happen?
It
He
didn't
was
happen because
lies.
we didn't go round to his house once. I was staying at my parents' place,
Oh.
and my brother and his wife and my lovely new nephew, Zephyr, they were round there as well. We never went round to my brother's
Hey.
place.
Oh,
That's being an adult right there. That just
Right.
happens, man. You go,
So,
hey,
look,
that's stuff I used to do all the time.
Instead of playing a video game, I bonded with my nephew. But
all right. Well,
I'm not coming in here empty-handed. I played a mobile game on the plane, and it wasn't bacon. It was a mobile game that I played years ago, and long story short, Rowan, who you work with at
Yeah.
Viva the Dirt League, he introduced it to me because we went to a trip in Sydney.
I feel like I'm going to know exactly what it is.
Have a guess.
Is it Hearthstone?
No, it's
Damn
not
it.
Hearthstone. It's not one of the hard out ones. It's a game called Plague Inc.
Oh,
or
no, I
Plague,
haven't heard that.
Plague Incorporated. Basically, it is a game where you've got to erase the entire planet with an epidemic. So
Oh,
you start.
cool.
Oh, that's a bit close to
It's
home.
a bit.
Oh,
I
jeepers.
played it heaps pre-COVID.
So you enjoyed COVID, eh?
haven't touched it since. Yeah. And then, like, the whole point is that you start your disease, you choose what country, and then it's your job to mutate the disease, to make it spread across the country via different ways. You unlock different things, and then at a certain point, the world catches on that there's this virus, and then it starts to attack it.
Right.
So
Ah.
it's you versus the planet.
Right.
And then it's literally just a map, and you tap, and that's it. But you see your plague, take over the planet, and then it's just like, boom, you've killed the planet. Well done. So
Wow, that's quite dark,
Do you
isn't
get
it?
to
Super
choose
dark.
like how it starts? Like I'll eat a bat in a fish market. You know what I mean? To start
Yeah,
my
yeah,
plate.
yeah.
Do you do all
Well,
that stuff?
you start off with like a simple like cold, bird flu kind of thing, and then you move on to like bacteria, parasites, stuff
Wow.
like that.
Damn.
Yeah. And then
That
like
is
you can
technical.
you can mutate what the symptoms are of this disease, and eventually you can unlock things like vomiting. And then
Oh,
obviously
unlock vomiting.
The more people are vomiting, the more it's like spreading and stuff. It's real hectic
That's
shit.
grim
Damn.
as.
So yeah, I played it on the plane next to my daughter. She loved it.
Oh, so it was a mobile game. I just want to repeat that.
It was a
mobile
guys, I
game.
played a
Was
mobile
it?
game.
Damn.
Well done. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Chris, what about you? What have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing The Witcher, and I don't want to bore anyone, but
late.
if you didn't want that, you joined the wrong podcast. No, so I've been playing The Witcher, and to be honest, I've had a very, very busy week, so I feel like a bit like Ellie right now. I haven't actually been able to play that much.
Can
Oh,
I just say
wow.
why Chris has been busy? Because he crushed it with his stand-up comedy
Oh, thanks,
debut.
mate. Yeah.
Yeah, how was that?
Yeah, it was terrifying. It was absolutely terrifying.
It was.
Well
I know
done.
it was 7 minutes your set,
Yes.
and you were worried because it had to be like
What?
7 minutes. but
That's because
Ah.
I'd been told by some other comics I know because I'd made my stand-up debut and it was meant to be 8 minutes. I went for 12, and they
Yeah.
were like, "Oh, that's a massive no-no."
oh, really?
And I was like, "Oh, actually, I just thought it was pretty casual." I'm like, "No, don't do that." And I was
Oh.
like, "Wow!" So that freaked me out. Went to this gig,
Mm.
and the comics there were like, "Oh, no, yeah, just whatever."
Oh,
Okay.
mate.
So I was like, "Oh, okay, those other guys are quite anal, and this is fine." But no, it was terrifying. I'm going to pursue it, which is cool, and I'm going to work ECG content into it.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I love
literally,
it.
yeah, it was just 7 minutes talking about bacon, the mobile app, and then me on stage trying to put it onto pop. By the way, putting bacon onto popcorn level like 101 or something, so
Hard,
hard.
eh? Because it's tiny.
It's tiny and circle, and it won't land on the popcorn.
I'm
Yeah.
imagining you in front of a room full of people being like, all right, so you flip it. You flip
Oh,
it.
hang on.
Oh, shit, I forgot to put it on flight mode.
Airplane mode, yeah, damn it.
30-second ad.
Just waiting for this mobile
Yeah.
monopoly, yeah, just...
Yeah.
Guys,
But it went well.
It went well.
Nice
yeah.
Cool, well
work.
done.
I'm going to pursue it, which is a fun and exciting and
So that means that you're going to be
So
funny
cool.
from now on. Or at least try to be.
Yeah, to
Right.
be honest, it's because you know how I come on this podcast and like I'm pretty down buzz and don't really have any jokes and
Yeah.
stuff. It's because I use all the gold out in the open in the wide world there. Yeah, so
Oh, I see.
You need to start learning how to spread your wealth.
Yeah,
Do
exactly.
Some out in the world,
Yeah.
some here.
yeah,
exactly.
right. So not much gaming, but Witcher 3.
Which played Witcher 3, and I did bacon, and it took me literally, I reckon, 60 goes to beat the popcorn level.
Oh, but you did it.
But
Nice.
I did it. Yep. So that's cool. What about
Good
you, Ellie? What
work.
have you been up to?
Again, quite a busy week. Didn't have a huge amount of time, but played a little bit of It Takes Two. But probably only like 45 minutes. So not a lot to bring back here for that.
It's been 7 episodes of her still trying to beat what I believe is quite a short game.
How long is it, guy? How long do you
Meg
think?
and I clocked it after maybe 3 or 4 solid gaming nights. So at 2 hours a piece, you're going to be sitting in maybe like a 10 to 12 hour sort of campaign.
AKA
What-
very short.
Really?
Very short. What level are you rolling? Where are you
If
stuck?
you even say the word elephant, I'm going to snap this microphone stand.
We're in the ice, the skiing. We're skiing and
That's
stuff.
a fun one.
Yeah, that's
a
really fun.
one.
Yeah.
Right.
Am I near the end yet or not? Is
No.
it? Oh my gosh, I'm a really bad
You're,
gamer.
you're finding the 4 ripped up pieces
Yes.
of the page, and you
You need to
found
get
how
good.
many?
Just the one.
Yeah, you got obviously 3 more to go.
Yeah, right. Okay,
Cool.
all right.
How about this for an experiment? I wonder if Lucy would play it. My wife, actually, she sucks at games. But maybe I say, hey, you want to play It Takes Two? We'll play together.
Yeah, and then see if
See if you can catch
beat.
up.
Well, I'll be able to catch up. I'll be able to catch up in 1 hour by the sounds of it. As soon as I get past the portals and the elephant, I'll be like, oh, there's Ellie. See ya.
Oh, well, hey, look, we want to shout out our listeners as well every week because,
course, of
again,
course.
huge part of this podcast. But the first thing I want to do is announce the PlayStation Plus Deluxe 12-month subscription.
Hey.
I think I muddle all the words up, though, eh? They're
As
in the
long as
wrong
you get
order.
all the words in there.
The what?
Oh, as long as you get all the world infected by bacteria.
Hey, well, I think they know what I'm talking about. But this week's winner is Cameron L93.
Oh,
Cameron
So,
L.
Congrats to Cameron.
More like Cameron W. Because he won the
That's
prize.
good. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, no, I'm with you.
Oh, wow, I was a bit slow there.
Hey Siri, note to self: add to stand-up set. Thanks, mate. That's awesome. And by the way, that's extra awesome because next month it was announced PlayStation Plus subscriptions are going up
They
quite
are.
substantially.
Oh,
So
dude.
that prize is now officially worth even more.
And also, if you follow the PlayStation Plus Reddit subreddit, right? There's quite a few, I think there's like 80,000 people that are on that page.
Oh, yeah.
It's basically they discuss the games that are released every single month, but then a lot of it is like trying to predict what the next month's games are going to be.
Right.
Because it's a bit of a
Oh.
secret right up until the end of the month.
Yeah.
And the theory is,
Mm.
hot theory, is that because we know that Marvel's Spider-Man 2 is coming out in November, late October, November, I believe, there's rumor that next month's PlayStation Plus, one of the free games that you get, could be the original Spider-Man. To get
Cool.
people
Great
being
game,
like,
by the way.
Fantastic game.
Nice. All right.
Yeah, so this is no way me confirming.
You
I have
heard
no
it
idea.
here first.
I mean, where's that camera? It's gonna happen.
That's good
might
intel, though, man.
Yeah, nice.
Can I do a quick shout out to someone, by the way?
Go. Get in there.
Shout out to Griffin, who messaged me like 4 weeks ago being like, hey, man, love the Witcher chat on ECG.
Oh, so you do have one person.
I have
that
one
likes
person.
it.
Shout out to you, Griffin, by the way. This
Nice
is
for you to give him a shout out 4 weeks later.
Yeah,
I
wow.
literally just remembered I typed Witcher into my chat search there. Another fun fact for you two. This is for you guys.
Oh,
Griffin is a type of armor that you can get in The Witcher from the Griffin school of Witchering.
oh and his name is Griffin.
And his name's Griffin.
Oh, cute.
Siri, remind me never to go to Chris's stand-up.
Sorry, tell Guy that he's hurt my feelings.
I also want to shout out Greg. Greg, off the back of last week, we talked about if X had an audience. Sorry, if X had an audience, X would be famous on Twitch.
Yes.
I didn't explain that very well. But if you listened last week, you know what I'm talking
What
about.
did he say? What did Greg say?
Greg said, if there's an audience, similar to you actually, Chris, if there's an audience for the player to be nodding off in the middle of playing the game, then I'd be famous on Twitch. So
I feel like
he's,
that's Guy, actually.
he's your brother.
Yeah,
Oh, maybe
it's
both
like a
of you then.
mixture. Yeah, because
See, I make people not off.
yeah, and I just quit.
Yeah, you go to sleep, uninstall it, and download,
yeah.
what, Jurassic World?
Yeah, nice.
Jurassic
and
World
then
Evolution 2.
Oh, that's right.
he also said that his game vacation would be in No Man's Sky. Have you ever
Oh,
played
yeah,
that?
this guy.
So
Yeah.
literally the entire universe.
Yeah, right. Flying a spaceship to many beautiful planets, seeing and being among the stars. And he also said he'd like to go to Hogwarts as well, because, yeah,
Of course,
my boy.
of course.
But yeah, thanks for that, Greg. And also, we still have one more PlayStation Plus Deluxe 12-month subscription.
Yeah.
to give away. So make sure you're following us on social media. There's a post pinned to the top of our Instagram, which is Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast. Just share that to your story. Make sure you're following. And also on our Instagram is a link tree with links to our TikTok and our YouTube, because we've figured out it's easier to say that than spell them out.
And if you do want to get in touch with us and send messages and stuff, just direct message us on the Instagram there.
Please
and
do.
You can feature in this segment. Oh, yeah. Gaming news here on the ECG podcast. Hello. Good evening. My name's Chris Key. And tonight on the News Bulletin, I felt like... Was that good?
That sounded very professional.
You shouldn't have acknowed it.
Right.
I was vibing it.
Yeah.
So it was basically a newsreader losing confidence halfway through it and just double-checking with the producer. Are we on? Two pieces of news today, and I decided to make them both Starfield-related because...
Oh!
All right.
Starfield,
into it.
Yep. Guy, you've got a massive fizz going on at the moment for Starfield, but we don't have Xboxes because we're all PlayStation people.
True.
And Starfield is an Xbox exclusive. It's made by Bethesda, who made some of my all-time favorite games. We're talking Skyrim, Oblivion, Fallout 3, not Fallout 4, 76, and a few other things as well that they've kind of cocked up lately. But apparently it's out now. Apparently it's great. And it looks like a really fun game, and I'm kind of jealous that we can't get it.
Yeah, I have. I mean, I've heard great reviews. I think I've heard a few bad reviews that it's a little bit buggy as well. So I think it probably will be a ripper of a game, maybe like 2 months' time.
So
Yeah.
that's,
And
and
all
just
the
a little
patches.
FYI, yeah, never pre-order a game, right? If a game's awesome and it's exciting, especially big games like Starfield, you buy that sucker 2 months out, 3 months out when there's patches and like it is running, it is hissing. In fact, do what I do and play The Witcher 8 years later because that puppy is hissing.
Yeah.
And all the DLCs are free and you can get it for like $8. Now, the reason I bring up Starfield, and you mentioned bugs, Guy, Bethesda games are famous for being really, really, really buggy.
Yep.
This is the least buggy ever released Bethesda game, apparently. So even though it is buggy,
I've
this
seen a
is-
lot of bugs.
Yeah, this is the best they can
Yeah.
do, just because it's so massive and, you know. Now, the way fast travel and travel in general works in Starfield is you can't just do what No Man's Sky does, hop on a ship and land on any planet. You have to essentially go up into your ship and then go to a menu, select where you want to go to, fly to that galaxy, which is like a fast travel loading thing, and then you can sort of fly around. And then if you want to go down to the planet, you have to like go through a menu, select it, and then a cutscene plays of you landing and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Right.
not, you can't just go like, oh, I want to land on that planet.
Like just roam around.
You
like,
can't actually physically fly yet.
No,
I saw that as well. And
Yeah.
I'm like, it's kind of...
Which is a shame, and so I think a lot of people have been gutted by that. However, someone has decided, a female streamer in the USA, I would love to give a massive shout out, but I closed the article, so I'll just rip off her content and move on. You can, in fact, fly between the planets in Starfield. So
Oh.
she aimed her ship at Pluto. I don't know where she was beginning, but Pluto's way off in the back of the galaxy there. And the way it works is it's meant to be just like an empty void, and there's no way you can get everywhere. They're just way off in the distance.
Right.
Aimed her ship at Pluto, went to sleep, set an alarm for every hour to wake up and make sure the controller was on and aiming in the right direction, blah, 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 blah. Woke up the next morning, 7 hours later, and it was almost at Pluto. You can actually fly there.
Wow.
Oh.
When she got there, it took forever to actually get into Pluto's atmosphere. So imagine you're in a ship. Pluto's getting bigger and bigger in front of you until it's just consuming everything you can see. Clouds are going, oh my God, surely I'm about to land. She just glitched through Pluto, came out the other side, and it turns out all the planets are just big circle flat discs.
Oh.
So the Earth is flat.
Flat Earth
Yeah,
designers.
we
Eating that
confirmed
up.
it here.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
So you
Crazy
can fly to
news.
the planets, however, they're just circle flat things, and don't bother.
Oh, okay.
Just basically. Now, another piece of Starfield Bethesda-based news, as you mentioned, Bugs Guy, they hired extra people, like an entire production company, just to work on bugs, to help stop bugs. Because it's just so massive a game.
Wow.
There are bugs everywhere, right? So
Yeah,
they
yeah,
paid
yeah.
an entire development company to work just on the bugs. However, one bug was so funny that they decided to leave it in the game. Okay.
Oh.
Here is the bug. Neon is a city. It looks kind of cyberpunky. There's a planet covered entirely in water with a city that sits on top of the water. Direct quote here, we had a bug where a shark was able to get on an elevator, then the elevator doors would open at street level and the shark would come sliding out and everyone would scream and start running around in every direction. You're shooting it with weapons and people are screaming and guards are running around, etc. They were like, yo, we got to get rid of this bug. And the studio head said, nah, leave that in. That's hilarious.
That's great.
Yeah.
So pretty sure there is a chance that that bug still can happen. So if you're in Neon, you see an elevator coming up, just give it a wide berth because the shark might be sliding out. And there you go. There is your Xbox-related Starfield news.
Hey, so inclusive.
Yeah.
So the other night, chilling in home. Just in home.
No,
Chilling
just
at the
chilling in
crib.
the home.
I'm chilling in the home with my partner Sam, and he goes on the old PlayStation Deluxe Plus. What is it? Library.
Subscription.
Thank you.
Yeah, game library.
Yeah, the game library, and he's looking for a free game. Anyway, he decides. I turn around and he's downloaded Bus Simulator.
Great.
Oh.
And
Right.
I gave him a bit of shit for it. I was like, why are you downloading a bus simulator game? That's so stupid. Anyway, about 20 minutes later, I was eating some humble pie because I could not take my eyes off the screen. It was so satisfying. Basically a game where you just are a bus driver and you have stops to make, pick up people, and it's really relaxing.
That sounds really
awesome.
funny. I might get my wife to play that because she'd probably be into something like that.
What's so amazing about these simulator games is with my PlayStation Plus subscription, whatever, towards the start of the year, I downloaded the free trial of Farm Simulator, the most
yes.
recent farming simulator. I was like, no, I'm going to give this a bash. And I thought, this is stupid. What are you doing? I sunk I drowned, I did the entire free trial and then I bought the game. That's how much it
Damn.
It hooked ya.
It hooked me by simply just you start with a small farm, you get a couple of tractors, combine harvester, yada yada.
Yeah.
And it tells you. What's funny is that it'll go hey, so now do this, do that, and it gives you like 3 steps on how to look after a field, and then it's like, cool, tutorial over. Now just run a farm. I'm like, wait, what? So you kind of fluke it, but I get it. It's incredibly relaxing.
It
I
is.
spent 2 hours, real 2 hours, not gaming time 2 hours, mowing a field.
Why were you mowing it?
Well, because you bale it,
Oh,
and then you turn that into silage, and then you
Silage.
sell that to the farm.
Damn,
but you've got to you get contracts to do things, and you have to hire all the equipment, and it's like a giant field, and you've got to. It's just you've just got to experience it. I totally get where your
Yes.
partner Sam's coming from.
Yeah.
It's like a serotonin hit.
It is.
Yeah.
It was so satisfying to watch. I just found myself watching the screen as he just literally
Totally.
rode this bus around. Nothing really crazy happened. It was just really relaxing, and I started looking into simulation games because I've always been a Sims girl. I love
Oh,
The Sims.
Big
Yeah,
time.
sorry, The Sims.
I was a
Love
Sims
it.
girl as well.
Were you?
Yeah.
Oh, but a Sims man now, or still a Sims
Nah,
girl?
Sims girl.
Oh, no, sorry. When I played The Sims, I was always a girl.
Oh, got you.
sorry.
Nice. Yeah, love The Sims, love simulation games, but I just found the bus one was a bit silly, you know?
Right.
But it wasn't. It was really fun. And I started doing some research about why humans like simulation games. Why do we like them?
Wow,
And
okay, here we go.
Yeah, and again, it's relaxing. It gives you control over an environment with no consequences. So,
Yep.
you can learn how to farm, but you don't actually have to, accidentally ruin a whole crop and actually lose money.
And it's control over an environment that you realistically will never have control over either in
Yeah.
real life.
Yeah,
too. It's
I'm never
Yes.
going to be a farmer, but
Exactly.
at least I feel like a little part of me knows kind of what I'm talking about.
You
if I
might
was
be
to
a
go to
bus
farm.
driver though, so maybe avoid that one.
The other thing is that it offers reinforcement really easily, so you get reward all the time because you've
Yep.
done, you've planted a crop, and that's a little bit of
planted a
dopamine.
crop.
Woo! Wait, that doesn't
There's
make
another
sense.
crop.
Is it right?
No,
Crop.
I don't know. You've planted crops?
Crop, plural. No, anyway. So really high reward
Right.
based, but
Yep.
not high stakes. Just more
No,
that's
that's
nice.
the good thing about it is there isn't high stakes. It's
Yeah.
you might accidentally get off out of sync with your bus timings or something. You know what I mean? Or you might miss a passenger or something. That's
Yeah.
not a massive issue.
No, exactly.
So it's
it's gonna be
nice,
fine.
yeah.
Exactly. It also helps. It also encourages decision making and problem solving. Apparently, they're actually very good for your brain. So anyone that says that gaming's bad for you, simulation games are a good learning tool.
But this reminds me of our mate Sam guy who
Yes.
listens to this podcast. Who he started playing Gas Station Simulator and we laughed.
Did.
And he was just like, the same kid keeps coming in and doing poos on the floor of my bathroom.
it's amazing.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, some simulators are obviously quite realistic.
I tried Lawnmower Simulator because I thought it was going to give me the same serotonin boost because it's very popular, Lawnmower
Yeah.
Simulator. Didn't vibe it as much. It wasn't as fun.
Ah,
Yeah.
yeah,
But
right.
what your partner's doing with the Bus Driver Simulator, it reminds me of when you've played Grand Theft Auto so much
Mm-hmm.
that you decide to do the exact opposite.
Oh,
and when
yes.
you drive... you
Following the road rules
You
and
follow the
stuff.
road rules and stuff.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And you stop at the red light. And
Yeah.
you stick to the speed limit and stuff. You're like, you know what? I'm doing this because this is the opposite. And then you do it 5 minutes later. You go,
Nah,
Well, I
right at the
remember-
red light.
I'm gonna mow down some people.
I genuinely remember starting a game of San Andreas way back in the day, being like, okay, I'm going to play this game and I'm going to clock it, following the road rules. 5 minutes later, I was like running over a prostitute or something. I was just like, you can't. It's too hard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure legally you can't follow a train on a dirt bike with a big guy on the back.
Well, I had a lot of
shooting
issues
an
with
end.
that level. Yeah.
Yeah, right. No, yeah, fair enough. And also the other thing is apparently simulation games our brains can't actually tell the difference between real life and sim life or simulation life. So it's actually good for like training your brain and like decision making and all that kind of stuff. So it got me thinking. I started researching other simulation games, quirky ones, and it got me thinking like, what's a simulation game I would want to play that doesn't necessarily exist, but I wish could be developed?
Right.
Have you guys got any thoughts on that? Have you?
Well, I'll be interested to hear your weird ones that have been already invented, because people might be surprised by some of these.
Yes.
I reckon there's quite a few.
Yeah.
So one of them on the list is Farming Simulator.
Well, that's so weird.
So weird. Who would play that?
What do you like, plant a crop and stuff?
There's Fish Keeper, where you just like look after fish.
The fish tank one. I have seen a video of that.
That's
actually.
cool. That's cool.
Fun. House Flipper's pretty standard. I think most people probably know
House
about
flippers,
that.
yep.
Where you
Yeah.
basically clean the house, make it look good, and all that kind of stuff. The other one, there was another one I saw here. Papers, Please.
What about this? Oh, Papers, Please is an interesting one where you run a border control in a European country.
I've seen that.
Oh, yeah.
And like people pull up and you've got to match their license and like everything, and then you can actually
It's
like,
heavy admin.
You can you can look under the hood and you got to check underneath the fuel cap and there's drugs in there and stuff, and sometimes they run away. It's real hectic.
Fun.
That one seems like it wouldn't be as serotonin
Yeah.
inducing.
No. Airplane mode. I think that's just like a flight simulator. There's also bee simulator. Like you can buzz around and be a bee and like get honey and
There's
make
Goat
honey.
Simulator.
Yes. Oh, we downloaded that
Well,
actually
there's
a while
actually
ago.
Goat Simulator 3 now. I think
Yeah,
they've already
true.
got 3. But just on Bee Simulator, I looked into Bee Simulator.
Yeah.
It looks quite fun. And I quote, you get to explore Honey Park and save your hive.
Hey.
So obviously there's some issue with the hive.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
you fly, and it looked amazing. Like everything's so massive because you're a tiny little bee.
Yeah.
And you can fly in all these little nooks and crannies and stuff. It looks actually really fun.
Fun.
They should do a movie, and the main character is voiced by Jerry Seinfeld.
What? Bee Simulator movie.
Hey. There's also Dog Sled Saga, where you're managing dogs that do sledding, and each one has different behaviors. You got to know how to behave with all of them. Yeah.
Do you play Cuba Gooding Jr., who's Snow Dogs? Anyone else go see Snow Dogs at the movies about 20 years ago?
Oh my gosh, I did. That
was thinking-
unlocked a really weird memory.
I was thinking more 8 Below, Paul Walker. That's another.
Pick your poison, man. Either way,
There's also another one with Dennis Quaid. I don't know what that one's called.
either way, it's wholesome.
There you go. Chris, did you find some other quirky ones that you were...
So I found the same article as you, obviously, but also I found
How many articles would there be?
just the one. It was at weirdsimulatorsnews.com. PC building simulator was an interesting one for me because I was like, I get that. You know, you can put together your dream PC. However, I looked at it. It looks like quite an intense game that would require quite a substantial PC to run nicely.
Oh, of
Yeah,
course.
right.
So you've already done that just to play PC simulator. Then you're building new PCs on your simulator.
I see the irony there. Is it irony? Yeah.
Yeah, it's irony, right? And the other one that I saw and wrote down and was like, note to self, check if that's on PlayStation. Car Mechanics Simulator 2021.
Oh, nice.
Literally, like, there's a junkyard full of old clapped out cars, 75 different cars for you to choose. You bring them in the workshop, you can swap out the engines, the interior, and I was just like, and you're like literally unbolting stuff, and I was just like, that is a game for me because I'm a massive car bogan.
Oh, yeah.
And so I literally wrote that down, was like, check PlayStation later, see if that's available.
Is it on there?
I haven't looked.
Oh my
I
God.
saw it today, so I'm going to go home and have a look.
Yeah.
But just on in terms of ones I would like to see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God, I just remembered another one.
Oh,
Sorry.
go.
It's called Speaking Simulator.
Oh, yeah. Well, I just saw that on the article as well before. What is that? I didn't read that one.
So I watched a video on it. It is hilarious. You are a robot designed to blend in with humans.
Yes.
Oh.
And I skipped through to the video. So it's literally a scenario where this robot is at the counter of a hardware store asking if they have any coolant. And you've got to try and get through a do you remember that game Quap on your keyboard where each button you pushed
Yes.
operated this guy's legs as he ran? It was like side on, and you
Yeah.
tried to just run in general.
And you make like a meter after playing it for about 45 minutes.
Yeah, it's really hard. And it operates joints individually and stuff. It's like that, except for with his tongue and teeth, and the inside of his mouth is like him trying to get these words out. And he was at the hardware store asking if they had coolant. His eye fell out.
Yes.
His ear caught on fire, and the suspicion meter in the background was only at 60%. And he's just like, no. It looked really funny. So I was
Sounds like me when I come home from the RSA.
have you got any coolant? So shout out to that. But one game I want to see, and this is very niche, and it will target me specifically, guys. We had a lot of rain a couple of months ago in Auckland.
We did.
We did.
It was crazy. At my house, I realized that there is sort of a light stormwater path that comes off my neighbor's property and then down mine, down this little footpath area, hits this fence. Instead of running along, it got caught up on a lot of like leaves and debris and stuff. And so I literally put on my gum boots, a full rain jacket, set up my gardening gloves, and I got out there and I cleared a path for the stormwater. And it was the most satisfying thing I've ever done.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's a game called Stormwater Drainage Simulator. It's hammering down with rain. It's starting to flood, and you have to quickly go around and like dig holes to like drain the thing and essentially drain the water into the neighbor's property, and things like that. And you can add extra piping to direct the gutters out somewhere, and you know
Gutter
what I mean.
simulator as well.
Gutter simulator. Yeah, I mean, I'm running a couple of gutters here, and
Oh no!
You're gonna make a
it was an abs
ab
joke. It's my second one for the podcast, so I think I'm overcompensating. But I'll go for guttering simulator or stormwater drainage simulator.
I like
good.
that. I
Yeah,
like
good.
that.
Yeah.
Right, do you have any ideas?
Yep. I mean, I had a little look around as what some potentials were. I know that Morgue Simulator is a very popular one, but it is a horror game. So you're actually like you're working on a body and then
Doing autopsies.
Yeah. But then that's not the main thing. Is that like you turn around and there'll be like a demon just like smiling at you, and then like he scampers off, and it's like a horror game. All this stuff just starts happening because you're in a morgue at nighttime. So that one's not as good.
Yeah, okay.
There's Power Wash Simulator where you basically just
That's
wash
popular.
graffiti. That's really popular.
So Power Wash, I believe you start with a little thing like a car or a tractor, and then eventually you're cleaning like a whole house or a whole playground or a boat or something.
Satisfying.
So what I landed on was High School Simulator.
Oh, that's a cool idea.
So you go back to like, let's say 4th, 5th form if
Yeah.
you're in New Zealand. I don't know what grade that would be for our American listeners, but think
Yeah.
age 15 to 16.
Yeah.
Right? Sitting in a class, trying to text on your flip phone without the teacher seeing you.
Yes.
Sitting through a 40-minute period and realizing it actually wasn't that hard. Do you remember when we go, I've got geography and for a whole period?
Yeah.
It was 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you know how quickly 40 minutes goes by nowadays?
I know, but as a kid, it was
we
torture.
complain so much about having to do something for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then seeing if I could handle high school, like a class academically, like if I could actually still do the paperwork, like the maths and stuff like that. Navigating the cool kids and the dropouts and the burnouts during lunchtime. Basically just reliving my high school days.
That's a cool idea.
Are we checking out chicks or what? What's the deal?
That
Well, I
sounds
mean-
really weird when you're the age you are right now, Chris.
No, but like I'm thinking picture. No, I know me. Yeah. Hang on. Hang on.
Yeah, back it up. Back it up.
Yeah, what do you mean, bro?
No, I'm not backing it up.
Yeah.
I am putting this thing in top gear and I'm continuing forward.
Tell me as how you're a 32-year-old man on how you want to
hang
perv on
on.
16-year-old girls.
Hang on. I'm a 32-year-old guy. I'm a 32-year-old guy playing a game where I'm in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
And when
right.
I was in high school, otherwise I'm playing The Witcher and I'm actually killing people, and it's like, oh, Chris, you sicko, you're killing people.
Nah, I see what you're saying.
That's fair.
I just had to take you on.
I
there 'cause
didn't say that because I went to an all-boys high school. So it didn't cross my
Oh
mind.
my god, yeah,
Oh.
true.
Yeah.
See, I was and by the way, very distracting at that age. Like seriously, so distracting.
Jesus Christ, I would get random boners just being at an all-boys school. Not boy-related, just
God,
what happens
whoa,
when-
God, back it up. God. Oh.
No. Look, everyone knows when you're a teenage boy, they just happen.
Yeah,
They
right.
just happen.
They just happen,
And the
yeah.
last thing you want to do is for a group of dudes to see it, because then they would just rip into you and call you boner for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
So I'm
Old Boner Mansell.
old guy boner over here. So
Guy Boner. Oh, God. Damn it. But having done that, Ellie, what simulator would you like to see?
Yeah, sorry for derailing you there a bit, Chris. I just couldn't help myself.
Nah, that's fair enough.
But I want, okay, the biggest one that I would love, it kind of already exists, but not in the way I want it. So I want like a pop star simulator.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's programmed like SingStar. So it's actually testing how well you're singing.
Wow, that's
and
a
you
good idea.
basically go on tour.
Yeah.
And you've got to like, depending on how well you do your performance each time, depends on how many tickets you sell for the
Yep.
next concert.
Oh.
And you're kind of just like Taylor Swift, for example.
And you can like
just touring.
record your single to begin with and try and nail it. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, that's so cool.
I actually want feedback. I like just like actual like SingStar kind of.
is it
But-
just the pop star and the touring, or is it also the stuff that comes with it? Like the more famous you are,
Yeah.
the cooler talk shows you get invited onto.
That's a
And
good
then
idea,
The,
yeah.
bigger, the bigger the cameo TV show you might appear on, or if you want to be a
Yes.
judge on an American Idol or something like that, or you just become a heroin addict because you just crash.
because it always
you know?
ends up that way, doesn't
Right?
it?
yeah. And then you start chatting
You,
up chicks.
you shave your head, stuff like that.
What-
Yeah.
I like that. I mean,
a great
I don't
idea.
think you were thinking that big, but I think that's
Oh,
a great
I'm
idea, guys.
thinking DLCs, guys.
Guy's going massive with this game. I think it's a great idea, Ellie.
It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
man. All right,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
get it developed, guys.
Yeah,
No worries.
yeah.
I've got millions of dollars in the bank. I'll just get onto that.
Let's leave High School Simulator on the back burner.
Yeah, I think after what Chris said.
I don't
we
know,
should-
guys. I think it shows a lot of promise. Now, you can choose to leave this next thing in. Can I tell you a hilarious morgue-related thing that happened on The Witcher that I just remembered about?
Oh, yeah.
So there's this bit in The Witcher 3 where there's someone starting to, there's a serial killer on the loose.
Yeah.
And they're like, yo, its latest victim is in the morgue right now. Go and inspect it. And Geralt is the main character. He's used to dealing with death and stuff, so he can look at stuff and establish what happened quite a lot.
Yeah.
And there's like this, there's a dead NPC on this gurney, and you're standing next to the morgue operator guy. And it comes up, he's like, should look at the body. And then it comes up with the options like check out the face, look in its mouth, look at the chest cavity. It's got a big hole cut in there.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah.
then the last one is look at its genitals.
Oh.
And then as a joke.
Oh, my God.
As a joke.
Whatever, yeah.
And so the reason, and the game really fools you into like every time one of these options comes up, you do all of them, and he'll like inspect it, and you'll get an extra piece of like a clue.
Yeah.
And so you're just in the zone of going, yeah, I'll check his face. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Let's check his genitals. Obviously, there's something
Yeah.
there. And then the guy's like, I don't see how that's necessary, but okay. and so I knew this was coming because I've played this before.
Yeah.
And so like we literally got to the morgue. He's like on the table. He's like, all right, what should we inspect? And I just went right down to genitals straight away. We ought to check his genitals. Like as soon as we're there. And I didn't realize this. I saw this today on a YouTube video. If you then go, the option stays there for you to check his genitals.
Yeah.
And they put a little Easter egg in the game where if you immediately go down and suggest checking his genitals again, the guy's like, I don't know what's up with you and genitals, man, but
Amazing.
yeah, it's really funny. And so I was like, so if you're playing The Witcher, you get to that point, check the genitals twice, man, just be safe. It's time for me to have a wee rant about something, and I want to do this from time to time. Things I notice in games that I think they need to find a way to make it more realistic, slightly immersion-breaking things. The everyday person might just go, "Oh, that's just gaming, man. All good." Like, don't be making such a big deal out of it. But for some reason, I get real hung up on stuff like that. I think it's funny. For example, back when before we even started the podcast, I told you guys about how. Why in God of War are there just treasure chests everywhere?
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? And like, who just leaves treasure chests everywhere open? And also, why does Kratos have to arm drop every treasure chest and destroy it in order to grab one small sack out when there's like a whole treasure chest full of gold? Things like that.
Yeah.
Overcompensating a bit, Kratos.
Yeah.
Just lift the lid.
Chill the hell out, bro. Yeah. And also desecrating coffins. And it's just, yeah. Anyway, so here's my latest rant.
All right.
I'm playing The Witcher. Everyone knows I love The Witcher. It's one of my favorite all-time franchises. Every time you kill a baddie, like a human baddie, they have got the weirdest stuff on them.
Oh.
It's very unrealistic.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Right, so I decided to play The Witcher for an hour this morning as homework. Take that, my wife. This was for work, and I will be using the receipt and charging it back to the government and getting my tax back. Now, the first person I killed had an axe on them, a blunt axe, and a roll of string.
Okay.
Right, that's, all
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Well, they were obviously turning it into one of those things where you
Swing the axe.
tie it to the end and you throw it, and then you can pull it back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
absolutely. Next person had a sword, an entire grilled pork, and a rabbit's pelt.
Now I've got nothing.
Now,
for that
in
one.
their
What is a
pockets,
pelt?
a pelt. It's literally the skin
skin.
off a rabbit
Oh.
that you're going to turn into a bag
Oh.
or some
okay.
sort of hat.
Lovely.
Yeah, or socks or something. Okay, next person. And these are just crudely dressed people with no bags or anything on them. And
Did you kill these people like in the bush, like out in the forest and stuff? Where it would make
I'm on
sense?
Skellige at the moment, Guy, which is sort of an island nation. So these are just like piratey type dudes near the coast.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
There's so many rabbits out there. Yeah.
the next guy killed him. He had a sword and he had a ham sandwich in his pocket.
Oh, yeah.
An entire ham sandwich. Like, do you keep a ham sandwich in your pocket, Ellie?
Yeah, maybe not in my pocket.
Yeah,
Nah,
like a
I'd
bag
eat
or
it.
something, or
No.
Yeah.
The next person I killed had a blunt axe on him and a valuable fossil.
Wait, what makes it valuable
I
in the
don't know,
game?
but I tried to sell it. And I got $10.
Okay, well, they're lying about the valuable part.
So this guy's just got a valuable fossil in his pocket. Next guy had in his pocket, he had an axe and a roll of thread, so very similar to the string.
Oh, yes.
Next guy had a heavy mace and a large chunk of coal in his pocket. Just
Oh,
coal.
that's a gag. Is that a bit of a troll, that one, though?
I
The
don't
coal.
think
It's
so.
like when
Somebody
you get
was on the naughty list and Santa gave them coal.
Exactly. That's what
Maybe.
I thought.
Or maybe that's someone having a really tame-ass laugh. Another guy had a sword and an entire roll of silk in his pocket. Like an entire large roll of silk used for making clothing or something. That's not realistic.
Yeah.
None of this.
Because it's gaming. Chris. Okay, the next person I murdered, this was purely for the experiment's sake. This wasn't a bad person.
Okay.
It's a regular person in town.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Merchant. The merchant had 10 gold, an entire roast pork, and a black magic doll.
Wait, are they just on their person?
Apparently,
Like they're
you just
somewhere in their
yes.
clothing?
You inspect their inventory afterwards.
Oh, I see, yeah.
After you've inspected the genitals. If we left that joke in. If not, forget that. I hope we did. Otherwise, that's weird. Okay, the next person had a mace and a wolf liver. Just a liver of a wolf randomly in his pocket.
Oh.
Yep.
Next person, axe and a small square of cured leather. Next person, axe, an entire wolf's hide. Not wearing a bag, just in his pocket.
Well, maybe him and the wolf liver guy were in the. They were
shared
hanging
a
out.
wolf.
They were hanging out. Or the guy
yeah.
skinned the wolf, left the organs, and the guy's like, perfectly good wolf carcass. Has somebody spotted the liver? Oh, the liver's there.
Are you going to eat that? Yeah.
Put it in a little pie later.
Yum,
Yeah,
yum.
maybe. We'll explain this. The next fella had a mace
Yeah.
and an entire bear hide, like a grizzly bear.
Yeah, beer hide.
Well, that's,
in his
that's
pocket.
large. That is a large thing.
It's
How is-
massive.
yeah, it's also very unhygienic, I feel.
Oh, yeah, a
Yeah.
bear hide in your pocket.
You know,
Yeah.
you've been rattling these off for a couple of minutes now, and the entire time you've been doing them, all I've been thinking about is the guy with the ham sandwich.
The
entire time. No.
You need to have dinner before the
No,
podcast.
it's not about. No, I'm not obsessing about food, although I am very hungry and I haven't eaten yet. It's more just like I'm thinking about that poor bastard. I know you said he was a bad guy, but how stoked must you be if the only thing you've got is a sword and a ham sandwich? We don't know the backstory about how he got this ham sandwich.
yeah.
Sure, he could have killed a poor woman who had just made a ham sandwich for her son, and he stole it. Or he could have actually worked really hard
Yeah, maybe
and
his
bought
mum
that
made
ham
it.
sandwich. Maybe he made it himself. And you know
Aw.
how when you're really hungry and you're about to just sit down and have a meal?
Yes.
Imagine if he was about to do that.
Oh.
And then
maybe.
all comes
And
old
yep.
Keezy over here.
Yeah,
Just sitting there swinging his hammer.
well, no,
Steel.
actually.
Imagine dying and your last breath is like, oh, I wish I had the ham sandwich.
To be honest, the ham sandwich would have been ruined because I burnt him alive and shot him in the head with a crossbow, so don't even worry about that. Next guy had a sword and an egg, just an egg in his pocket.
Oh, now I'm going
Well,
to
that's-
obsess about that guy.
Yeah. Wait, was it hard boiled? Because if it wasn't, that's
No,
definitely should have
just a
smashed
regular
already.
egg. And yes, guy, he stole it from a farm and killed all the people and the
Okay.
kids and that. So
we
I'd
had
be
it
happy.
coming.
Oh.
Another person didn't even have a sword, just had one single button mushroom.
Wait,
Just
was it
one
magic?
button mushroom. No.
Oh.
Just one mushroom on him, and if you eat it, it heals you for 5 seconds or something. Like it's
Wow.
just
Should have popped it before he killed you.
Another guy. This was the bandit leader. So I killed him. He had like a note on him, a key, a sword, and an entire jug of raspberry juice. Like an open jug, just on his person.
Some guy with a sword and a big old tub of Raro.
Yeah.
No, I just made it.
Meanwhile, I'm going to burn you alive.
Where's my crossbow?
I want that note and that key. And then the last guy, before I saved and went to work, he had an axe on him and literally an entire roast chicken. So all I'm saying is I love video gaming and there's a lot of stuff like this, but just make them realistic. Give everyone a lunchbox
Right.
or a drink bottle. You know what I mean? Like just
Yeah,
make it.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, that's all I'm saying.
It sounds like you probably just need to play some simulation games, Chris, because they're quite realistic.
Actually, that's right. If there was like
Yeah.
a murder simulator, I could kill people and then go through their pockets and stuff.
Yeah.
Just to get this out of my system.
Yeah, maybe do that. Yeah.
yeah.
There are a lot of things that go hand in hand when you're playing video games. Sometimes it would be friends. Like you have to jump online, you drop in with the squad. Sometimes you sit there with your partner. There are many things that go hand in hand, but I feel like the one thing that is consistent when you sit down on the couch, at your desk, wherever you game, is food. I feel like food is the ultimate accompaniment.
Yeah, I think that's the right way to say it. Accompaniment.
Nothing accompanies gaming like food, right?
I like to game with food.
Right?
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to get to. And I've been thinking about this because there are so many times where I'll be playing Fortnite with some friends and the squad's on, and through my yes, I play Fortnite.
You mentioned your friends and your squad 4 times. I don't think he's got any
He doesn't
friends.
have any aims.
He's playing with bots.
Yeah, he's overcompensating too much.
What are their names?
When I'm playing Fortnite with my bestest pals,
Tom and Darren.
Monica and Phoebe,
Yeah, there you go.
Rachel.
I knew it.
You can tell when someone's like eating a particular snack because you hear it through your headphones, right? So
yeah.
there are just certain rules when it comes to eating foods at certain times, and if you're playing games by yourself, you really got to think about it, right?
Yeah.
So I've had a think.
Oh, wow. This is because, Guy, you mentioned to me last week that you were thinking about doing this topic, and I was thinking about it. I didn't even think about eating it into headphones while people are playing against you.
True. Neither had I.
Right.
Yeah.
So this is I found the ultimate gaming snack essentially, right? Now I'm not saying that if you don't eat this, you're not a gamer, and if you eat anything else, then you're not a gamer or something like that. Eat what you want. For example, Ellie, when you're playing video games, what's something that you usually eat?
Lollies.
Lollies? Standard,
Yeah,
right?
yummy lollies.
Yummy yummy lollies.
Yummy lollies.
Yummy lollies.
Play video game 45 minutes a week.
But then if I haven't taken my pill, I feel sick.
With my seasickness pills. Jesus.
What about you, Chris? What is something that you usually eat?
Well, gaming. To be honest, man, a glass of beer.
Yeah.
Because I like to, where I do most of my gaming is at night. After my wife goes to bed quite early, like 9, 9:15. Mm-hmm. I don't start work until 3 in the afternoon most days. So I like to stay up till about 11:30.
Yep.
And some nights I'll just have a couple of nice beers because we get a lot of free beer here at this radio station, if you didn't notice. And pour a nice cold beer, sit down, blanket on me, and just, Yep. So I don't actually usually eat while I play.
So I've gone through and I've figured out what I believe is the best snack to have alongside gaming. Now, there are some things that I take into consideration, one of them being noise.
So noise. Can I also add no residue?
Cleanliness.
Yes.
Yeah.
When you say residue, stuff that leaves on your fingers. Because obviously when you play video games, you're touching a controller, a keyboard, a mouse, a phone. The last thing you want is residue, right?
Yeah.
And if it's on your fingers and you don't want it to end up on your controller, where does it end up? The couch or your pants?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Guys, it turns Resident Evil into residue evil.
Oh, no. Are you really going to be a stand-up comedian, are you?
So, noise, cleanliness, taste, and affordability.
Oh, wow. You've gone
I agree. So taste is a good one. Affordability, of course.
Yeah.
Cost of living crisis. Am I right?
Yeah.
Also, can I add another one?
Go.
Can be placed down next to you.
Yeah. Well,
so you don't have to be holding it.
Good
I
call.
was thinking of accessibility in the sense of like it's not taking you away from.
Yes.
So we can throw that in there and add it to the discussion.
All right.
My go-to snack is chips. I love potato chips.
Crisps.
Yeah.
Wherever you are in the world. I love them. But they're too noisy and they're too grubby.
Greasy as.
Yep.
Yeah.
Greasy. It gets up on your controller. If you are playing, look, if you're playing solo, the noise thing isn't an issue because it's just you. But if you're playing with squad mates, they
which you
hear
do.
that shit.
Yeah.
All right.
You don't play solo because you got all those friends.
So I got mates.
Yeah.
Friends, right? Yeah. In New Zealand, we have a chip here called Snacker Changi, one of my favourite chips. Incredibly loud. I know when my friends who I play Fortnite with, who are my friends, I know when they're eating Snacker Changis because it's like they're eating gravel.
Yeah,
and it's in my ears, right? Yeah. So chips, they're out.
All right.
Next one, hummus and veggies.
What, dipping?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a lot of things to balance on the couch.
Well, that's the thing. If you've got it on the couch, if you've got it on the coffee table, right? That's a lot of preparation. Yeah. Noisy, because usually if you've got veggies, it'll be carrots and celery, right?
Yeah.
Very noisy, and today's world, very expensive.
That's true too.
Hummus and veggies, they're out.
You can eat a quiet veggie like a potato. Now carry on. Sorry.
You can catch Chris at the giggle pit.
No, I'm serious.
Next one, cheese and crackers. Expensive and can be noisy. And back to your other point,
fiddly.
Fiddly,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Right?
Even greasy a little bit. Well, the
Little bit
seasoning,
greasy,
you know.
Yeah. So cheese and crackers, they're out. Chocolate biscuits, so your Tim Tams, your Penguins if you're from the UK, which is basically a Tim Tam.
Right.
Stuff like that.
Okay.
So basically a biscuit that's covered in chocolate.
Yeah.
They
Residue.
can be noisy, but not all the time.
Yeah.
But residue.
Yeah.
That's the
Melty.
main one, right? Same with just plain chocolate. Like if you get a block of chocolate,
True.
it's yummy, but it's expensive and residue on the fingers.
Yeah.
So that's out as well.
Because I quickly try and snap off a bit of Whittaker's, which is my favourite, and quickly try and snap it off and put it in my mouth before it starts melting and gets on my fingers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so that's you're on a game against the clock there. So.
Yes.
Yeah, you're against the clock. This is a bit of a random one, but you never know. Nuts, you know? Nuts are expensive
Yeah.
and kind of boring. You know, they're not very they're not very tasty.
Yeah.
You got a bowl of just plain peanuts, that's lame. If you want to get the tasty nuts, like your honey roasted peanuts, damn
Residue, man.
Yeah.
Residue, and expensive.
And probably loud too if you're chewing away on some nuts.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then some peanuts.
You can
Right.
probably, can you? Can't really suck them, right? I was trying to think, is there a quieter way that you...
You definitely suck nuts.
Guy, don't you dare.
What? These next two are kind of random, but again,
Hey, bring it on.
Chris was gaming in the morning time, so I put down toast.
Oh, yeah.
Toast.
Oh, yeah.
Noisy and can be sticky depending on the spread in which you put it on. If you've got a preserve on there, a marmalade, a jam, sometimes a hazelnut spread.
Honey.
That stuff. Honey.
very
Honey's the
sticky.
worst,
Sticky,
right?
yeah.
And smoothies. Expensive and boring.
Oh, boring.
Well, so
Okay.
this has turned into like a,
Depends.
because I would think that smoothies would be fine for you to game with.
Yeah, see, my suggestion was going to be camelback on your back, smoothie in the back,
Yeah.
straw straight in,
Yeah.
no hands needed,
But
and
hey-
you just straight in.
So that's a good idea, but according to Guy's sort of judgments, expensive and boring.
Yeah, apparently.
Well,
Like
think about
great for gaming.
Well, think about it. Think about what goes into a smoothie, right? You've got berries, you've got
Yeah.
fruit, you've got sometimes vegetables in there. You're going to throw in some sort
Chia
of
seeds.
milk,
Yeah.
chia seeds,
Yogurt.
That shit's
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ice to keep it cold.
Yeah.
Blend it
Yeah.
all up. Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right,
smoothies are out.
I'll stand
So,
down.
Yeah, Ellie, take
And-
that idea and get out of here.
In my opinion, the number one snack for you to have while playing a video game,
With
now
your
this is
mates.
for solo or for with your mates who
Okay.
you've been mates with for ages and they're your mates on Fortnite, is the chocolate chip cookie.
Oh, didn't expect that.
Minimal crumbles on the finger, right? So there's not too much residue to deal with. Yeah, you
Okay.
might get a few crumbs,
Yeah, a little
but
bit crummy.
a simple on the sleeve.
Also, we
gone.
are wiping
Gone.
our clothes now.
No, but like very simple. Sometimes it doesn't leave anything there. Like or you could just
Oh.
you could just do the old little
Oh, and then
rub the fingers together, gone. Right?
it just disappears. Wow, I didn't know that.
disappears, right? Maybe I didn't think that one through.
No,
It's not, it's
No, I
not-
love it.
Not very noisy,
Okay.
you know.
Well, is it a chewy one or a crunchy one?
Yeah, what kind
The
of
thing is,
chocolate
if
chippy?
you pick a crunchy one, then that's a cheap one, and it's not very good. you
Right.
know?
So you're talking a chewy one.
It's delicious,
It is delicious. That's
and
true.
they are pretty cheap because you can make them on your own.
Oh, yeah.
You
I
know.
see what you're saying.
So
yeah. Mm.
I believe, in my humble opinion, that the best snack for you to have while video gaming
Yeah.
is the chocolate chip cookie. You get the benefit of having the chocolate. That's the sweet
Oh, I
tooth part.
see. I
So the
see.
people that love chocolate and the people that say, "What about chocolate biscuits?" No, this is a cookie with chocolate in it.
Okay, wow.
The chocolate chip cookie is the best snack to have while playing video games.
What do you think, Ellie?
Thoughts?
Well, after Guy absolutely roasted every other possible snack, I feel like I want to go hard on you now.
Go!
Oh, look, love a chocolate chip cookie. I do take your points. I do still feel as though it is a bit crummy. And also, if you touch the chocolate chip by accident, that will melt. Like, as you put it in your mouth, and then you got chocolate on your fingers, you know, in my opinion. A bit crunchy. Or if you get a chewy one, a lot to chew. A long time not talking. Unless you're talking with your mouth open, which is horrific and
Or
disgusting.
unless your mates don't exist and they're actually bots.
True, that's why you can do this.
Right.
What do you think, Chris?
But your point, chewiness, you have lollies when you game.
Yeah, true. You kind of like just suck on them.
And I forgot about lollies, so I didn't add it.
But also,
lollies are out.
she can have a mouthful of lollies because all she's saying is, should we turn this off and go do something else? It's way too
Oh,
hard.
there's another portal, Sam.
Okay, so I thought about this and I decided that it's way too hard to eat pretty much anything. Eat anything while gaming.
Yeah.
I think. Anyway, drinks are a good idea. So, Ellie, even though Guy massively shut down your backpack idea, I think it's a good one.
Thanks, bro.
Also, did you Google gaming snacks?
No.
So I Googled gaming snacks, and here's what Google suggests.
Is it just Guy's list?
Trail mix.
I actually have had a blog going for a couple of weeks now.
Yeah, this is pretendfriends.com. Is that you? So here's what Google suggested. First, snack, trail mix.
Too expensive.
But also,
Nuts are boring.
what are you doing, Google? Trail
Yeah.
mix?
Yeah, come on now.
Popcorn?
Or it depends how buttery and salty it is.
And
if
it's
it's just
loud.
plain,
And,
Yeah.
it's too loud.
And you shovel it in your mouth if you're playing in between, you know.
But what
Yeah.
you could do is, when you're at the movies, you got a big heaped up thing. You can just grab it off there with your tongue.
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
true.
That's true.
Yeah,
You could have a
light.
little- you could have a little feeding bag that you strap to your face, like a horse. Like a horse, get through some work. Pretzels,
No,
probably too crunchy.
Too crunchy.
and also they dehydrate you.
Yeah, they do make my mouth dry.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Protein bars. Remember, this is Google suggesting this.
Piss off.
Cheese, and it's got a photo of grated cheese.
Oh, just a bag of grated cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-mm.
Grapes.
Oh, yeah, a fruit is not a bad idea.
Grapes, actually, if you get them in season, Guy, they're not too expensive either. At least where we live here.
Boring.
So,
It's boring though.
what do you mean boring?
Boring.
No, he's brought boring into it.
No, boring's in there. Boring was one of the categories.
Hang on.
Was it?
It ticks every other category.
No, taste is slash boring.
Grapes are delicious.
Slash
Yeah, but if you've got an entire bunch of grapes, imagine sitting there,
Yeah.
you're about to play a couple hours of Fortnite with your best mates, and you sit there and plonk a bunch of grapes on the table.
Oh.
Whoopsie fucking do.
Your anti-grape agenda
Yeah.
is incredible. Nachos.
Sorry. What? A full plate of
And
nachos,
it's-
mince and cheese and salsa.
And olives and guacamole and tomato by the look of it.
I'm never going to knock nachos as something to eat, but that you can't.
That's
do
not
that.
a gaming
Can't do that while
thing,
gaming.
Yeah.
Pizza rolls, which we don't have here in New Zealand. Guacamole, that's an out.
Just a
Mozzarella
bowl of
stick.
guac. Yeah.
A bowl.
Just licking.
You're dipping your fingers in it.
Same thing as the popcorn, just sitting there with your tongue.
I think I personally am saying no. If I want to eat, I'm going to pause and go eat.
Right, so they're two separate activities.
Yes, I will drink while gaming. However, Guy, I like the idea of a chocolate chip cookie. I don't think it is the perfect idea, but I support it. I support you.
Hey. Thanks, mate.
And Ellie, your smoothie idea sucked. I hate it.
Hey, well, that brings us to the end of this episode. I think I say that every time in this bit. I do, I need to find another sentence.
Say it
eh?
like it's a surprise. Like, hey,
Yeah, hey.
I tell you what.
It's the end.
That's it, right?
Hey, mate.
It's the end, mate.
Says what it does on the tin. You know, it's the end.
True.
Yeah, you're addressing it.
I'm just stating the facts.
Letting
you know?
everyone know.
Yeah.
Don't ever change.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. I won't. Hey, what are we playing this week, team?
Look, I'm going to try and eradicate the planet again
Okay.
with a bit of Plague incorporated.
Yeah.
Bit of mobile gaming. Turning a leaf. But I'm not downloading any more games.
Oh, whatever. We'll
Right,
see,
okay.
we'll see.
No, what I actually want to do this week is I want to dive into, and I really want some interaction from people on our Instagram, Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast, cozy gaming. Have you guys ever heard of cozy gaming? Like the subgenre of gaming?
Is it like snuggle up and just do some real...
So there are games out there very similar to what we were talking about with your simulator chat, Ellie, where it's kind of like the whole point is just like a serotonin boost, and it's like there's no general there's no risk or reward. It's just you're just doing a menial task and it's fun. So my wife is really into cozy gaming. Animal Crossing you would consider as a cozy game,
okay, yeah.
something like that. There's and something Kingdom, Disney Planet Kingdom, very similar to Animal Crossing that you can do on Nintendo Switch and PlayStation. There's also a real crazy one that my wife played called Lake, and it's literally it's very basic graphics. You go to a small town that's on a lake, and you'll help your parents. You're like a woman in your 30s, and your parents have gone on holiday for a month, and you've moved into their place, and you are taking over your dad's job as a post-delivery person.
Oh, that sounds fun.
And you literally turn up to work, and they go, "Hey, here are the packages," and you put them in the truck, and then you just look at your pad, oh, gotta go, and you just deliver packages, and then you take the truck back at the end of the day. My wife played it, and like it just zones me out.
Oh, you like that, do you?
What?
Do you like that? Do you like delivering packages? Death Stranding fan?
He's got
That is Death Stranding.
It is not. It is not Death
I'll lend
Stranding.
it to you,
There's
brother.
no time rain.
no.
There's no baby in an Anchor milk bottle. There is no like these ghosts that come out and try and kill you on a beach.
Yeah, I know.
You know.
It's lacking a lot of the essentials.
No, it's a game called Lake. Very simple. So that's a cozy game. And there's,
Yeah, right.
There's heaps of
I
them
like the
out
sound
there.
of those. Yeah, okay.
So there's a few on my list, and I'm going to try have a crack at those this week. So if you have got any cozy game suggestions, I'm all ears. Hit us up on Instagram, and I'll see if I can get as many done between now and next week. And just come up with some reviews and some suggestions, because it's very good for essentially like the girlfriends and the wives of the gaming community.
Yeah,
That's
right,
kind
right,
of
right.
like their core audience.
Cool.
Right, okay.
So that's what I'll be doing.
All right. I'm going to try that out too. Sounds
Get
like
cozy
a
with
movie.
it. Yeah. I'm going to either two things. I'm going to suggest to start It Takes Two with my wife, who
Yes.
sucks,
Cool.
and see how we go. My bet is that she gets bored after like half an hour and fails on it, because that's what
Yeah.
she's like. She's like, this sucks. I want to go for pick flowers or some bullshit. The second suggestion is a simulator game that
Yep.
also she could get behind. Just be like, hey, can you drive this bus? Or like, I can imagine her actually enjoying that.
Yeah.
And now that I've got that deluxe membership,
Yes.
shout out by the way to PlayStation, amazing. I'm just gonna go and try a whole lot of things for free.
Yeah, nice.
Nice,
Good
nice,
idea.
nice.
What about you, Ellie?
Well, I might play 31 minutes of It Takes Two this week. What do you reckon about that?
Hey,
Wow.
Really
don't
go
push
the extra-
yourself.
I know.
Make sure you got that Camelback on. You're gonna need it. Jeez.
Fucking smoothie in it.
Yes, It Takes Two for me. Maybe a bit of bacon again. You get through that. But reminder, we've still got the Deluxe PlayStation Plus subscriptions to give away. If you're wanting to try a cozy game or a simulator game, make sure you get in the drawer. Extremely Casual Gamers Podcast on Instagram. Post pinned to the top there and share it on your story, and you're in the drawer. And you can go to our link tree for our other socials. And that's also in our Instagram bio. But other than that, if you've got any feedback, if you want to let us know what the best gaming snack is, because I'm sure there's a lot of opinions about what we just discussed, flick us a message. And yeah.
Or do that,
Yeah.
and also send us on Instagram. This randomly came to my head.
Yeah.
Send us a voice note on Instagram of you eating your gaming snack.
Oh, and see how loud it is.
And we'll try guess what you're eating.
Oh, yeah. Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Chris thinks it's silly.
Chris is...
Do you think that's silly, do you?
No, I'm just picturing someone eating vegetables and hummus. You know what I mean? It's going to be so good. Yeah.
All right. Well, see you next week.
See you.
See you guys.